right, good morning, guys. We're going to set up our math journal today. And some things that you found in your math book when you took it home were some papers. You need to get out those papers, and you also need to have one of your composition books handy so that we can get things set up for our math journal this year. Now, your math journal is something that we'll use every single day. Every day. Now, we're going to start, and the first thing I would like you to do, let me move my stuff out of the way, is to open up the front, and I would like you to put your name, because hopefully sometime this year you'll hopefully be coming to school, but if not, we'll know that this is your math. So we're going to put your name somewhere in this inside cover. That would be helpful. And we're going to put math. So when we open it up, we know it's our math journal. Now, the very first thing we're going to talk about in math is going to be place value. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to skip a couple pages because we're going to do some practice on Friday with multiplication. So I want to skip 1, 2 pages. I'm going to go to my third page. And this is where we're going to take the paper that looks like this. Some of you may already have it folded in half and some of you may not. But we're going to fold it like a book. We're going to fold it like a book. And then we're going to take our glue stick that's in our supplies and we want to glue it down. And we want to glue it down so then we open it up. We can use this on our first full week of math class. So we're going to glue that down. I'm going to use tape. If you choose to use tape, that's fine as well. So we want to go ahead and secure that down. It needs to be secure so we don't accidentally rip it. It doesn't accidentally fall out. All right, so that's on page 3. All right, so that's the first thing we're going to do in our journal. Now, we're going to go to the back of our journal. We're going to close it and open the back of our journal. And this is where we're going to put some resources. We know that sometimes in our journal we do already have multiplication charts, but sometimes we don't. So I gave you a multiplication chart. It's up to you if you would like to trim it down or do anything with it. And once you are ready to use it, we are going to, again, go to the very back, open the back cover, and we're going to put it in our journal. Now, the reason I'm going to ask you to put a multiplication chart in our journal is because we have not multiplied since March. So if we have a question, if we need to double check to make sure we're right about multiplying 2 factors together, I want you to check and see. When in doubt, you'll hear me say, check it out. So here's our multiplication chart to help us when we need to check it out. 2 more things we have. So I'm going to now, watch what I'm doing, I'm going to turn that page, and now I'm going to put in my fraction strips. Again, this is going to be a reference tool for later in the year, but I like to go ahead and get them in so we can have established where our reference materials are placed. So we're going to tape or glue that in on that page. Now the last thing that we have, you may want to cut out. It came to you like this, and that's kind of big to put in our journal. I took my scissors and I cut it out so that it was much smaller. Now again, this will be referenced to later on. We're talking about fractions and decimals and percents, and we're going to take that and glue it to the page right in front of our fraction strips. Again, I'm using tape just because it's faster for me to use tape than it is to glue. But you may glue. All right, so we have that in. So let's go and review about what's in our journal. So our composition book, open it up, make sure your name and math is in the front cover. Miss Sanders is also keeping a journal every single day. So if you need to make reference, you can look back at your videos, or you can call me and we can go through your journal. Remember, we're going to skip 1 page, the first page, page 1. Page 2, we're going to talk about those on Friday. Page 3, we're going to put what we're going to use in our first lesson on that Monday. close our journal, turn it to the back, open up the back cover. That's where we go to that first page. We're gonna glue in or tape that multiplication chart so that when in doubt, we're gonna check our facts out. Okay, we're gonna turn one page. When you turn that one page, that's where you should find your fraction strips. Tape that or glue it in. Then right in front of that, we're gonna find our fractions, decimals to percents. And again, this is going to be reference materials for much later in our math class. But that is how we're going to set up our journal for this year. Remember, you must have your journal every single day when you get into math class. And if you have any questions, call me, email me, or contact me on Google Classroom.